Hi. Hey. Hello. It's Skycatlive. What's up, guys? It's 1:37 p.m. on a Sunday. It's 7/19/26, and it's 79 degrees in my house. I am Skycatlive. What's up? And you can see from the clock on my wall that it's a Sunday, 1:37 p.m., 79 degrees, 7/19/26, and I am Skycatlive. What's up, guys? Today, I moved back to 1920 by 1080, and we're gonna go see the effects of that on my stream. But maybe I can play Grand Theft Auto without any problems now. Yeah, and then we'll go see what the settings are in. Display graphics borderless. I don't want a frame rate limiter. Yeah, and then apply. Yes, and then maybe try the VSync this time.
Hey, boss, how you doing? What's new? Tell me everything, but first...
Shut up. Well, it's playable, I think. It doesn't really look very good. This game's looking good. Well, let's do a trip, I guess. Oops. I noticed that in 2K, this loads a lot faster. Okay, going live.
I've tracked this shipment.
3.46 miles. I shot that lady as she was running by. I made so much money yesterday. 5 billion ISK. That's so crazy. That's the most money I've ever made, like without swiping. It's weird because I don't think this is running any better than it was in 1440p. Well, it's running better, but it's not like the frames aren't any better on the client for OBS. I don't know. It's running okay. It seems to be doing all right. Okay, let's get on Rust and farm up some high qual to pay for my upkeep. Get me on Rust. Yes, Rust. Let's go look at the Steam. Steam. This game I wouldn't buy is $18 now. Funnel Runners. The Hound. Omen of Cthulhu. Okay, boat's intact. Oh, I got the best one on the first run. That's good. First run. I love this mission. Best mission in the game. $200,000. Okay, cool. Let's get a kid on. I lost bullets yesterday. High qual, high qual, high qual. And metal frags. I'll run a Tommy, actually. Yeah, I'm coming, kitty. Oh, it's cute to see your little ears peeking over the little door. Hi. My mom went to get you food. She'll be home soon. Yep. I know you're hungry. We'll feed you soon. I know. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thirsty kitty. Well, or sorry, hungry kitty. We'll feed you soon. Don't worry. Oh, we like that sound. I believe I can produce mobile tractor units now. Oh, tractor units. Efficiency, tire efficiency, material efficiency 10 and 20. It's this one. Oh, no, it's that one, huh? Let's make 100. No. That's 600 mil. Why not go into the mobile tractor unit market? Maybe not this many. We'll buy 30. That's how much I had. Nice. Item hanger, start. 1 day, 2 hours and 46 minutes. Yeah, seems good. And a throwaway set. Totally forgot about that. Shit, there's a crate there too. But no. Oops. Lunch soon, sissy. Don't worry. She's like, you're not feeding me. I'm sorry. Like, you know, my mom wanted to go yesterday, but she didn't feel well. So she was like, let me go today. And I was like, okay. I asked her, I was like, do you want me to go? And she's like, no, I want to go shopping. And I was like, okay. She's coming with your dinner soon. Don't worry. Wish it was a Hazzy.
A car will be with you soon.
gonna cost a little, but I can hook us up. Staying elevated.
For some reason, that human managed to make me go off my course in this huge thing.
Oh, I made a lot of folks money.
Hey!
What? Who said?
Nope, this is gonna get me killed. Definitely gonna get me killed. Get me out of here. Get me out of here. Oh, you can't buy Huckle. Fuck. I wasn't gonna win anyways. Fuck. We're up to 13 days, which is the rest of the wipe. That is so much cloth. The wind on my neck feels good. Okay, I think I'm done with this game. I will move on.
it today. Come on. What are you waiting for?
$30,000.
He said burger shot bathroom.
What? I've never made out with anyone in Burger Shot.
Jonesing for a drink, bud. I know. But fuck it, right? Chad's having a bash at his. We can scope it. Yeah, we'll see. Chad's will be better. Anyways, plates, yeah?
The cab has been dispatched. It'll be with you soon.
No way!
What's your destination? Enjoy your journey. If you tip, my food gets heavier.
Force Mutual Insurance. How can we help you? I'll do my best.
I do wonder why they feel the need to move in the middle of Trump's second term. And is Usha really moving with him? Here's some big Sunday news. JD Vance is leaving DC. He's fleeing the district and he's moving into a small, quaint town, and his neighbors are pissed off. We also have a really viral clip from AOC that I think shows why JD Vance might be trying to get the hell out of town. And I had to show you this shit right here. This is crazy. When I saw this, I was like, you know what? You know what we don't do enough? Talk about how insane evangelicals are. Now, listen, I pray, like it or not, if you're a progressive or a liberal, I know, listen, I don't like that the right has taken the mantle of spirituality and God or whatever it is. I'm a very spiritual person. I'm not religious, but I believe in something. I don't know what it is. If anyone can tell you what it is, run the other direction. But I think there's something going on. I don't know what. I know a lot of liberals and progressives don't like that. I wish that I wish that weren't the case because, you know, we don't know. We don't know. And it certainly feels like something's going on. That's how I feel. Something's going on. And I like to pray. That's it. Works for me. Okay. And I don't judge anyone who feels differently. So don't judge me. I think we do a little bit too much judging on that stuff on the left. But some judgment is okay because this stuff is nuts. Now, this got 12 million views. 12 million on just this one video. And you'll see why. Because this stuff is nuts to me. You're telling me that being gay indoctrinates other people? You telling me the left wants transgender for everyone? Sounds better than this shit.
Every curse must be broken off of their life in Jesus' name. May the anointing place in your life so powerfully.
Sorry. It's funny. Now, in the comments, do you know what this is? This is so not my universe. I don't know what they're like. Is it the Holy Spirit? Is that what it is? Is the Holy Spirit touching them and that's like an uncontrollable thing? Is that what's supposed to be happening? Obviously, that's not what is happening. Or maybe it is. Probably not. But let me know what this is in the comments if you can. Also, what is the difference between this and witchcraft? Truly? What is the difference? What is the difference between laying hands and witchcraft? Is it a difference in name only?
I don't think so, no.
Is it a difference without distinction?
I think he's right.
What's crazy to me is that they posted this thinking it looked normal.
I ministered in Texas more than any state in America. I think by far, because of the hunger. May the fire come increasing. Everything from the past to be gone. All autoimmune diseases will be refined completely. Peace. May your mind be totally healed now. Amen.
Man, I don't know. All I got to say is these people vote. They vote a lot. And so let's just counteract their vote. I don't know what's going on. If it works for them, fine, I guess. Don't like that children are involved. But this to me seems like this seems ungodly. This seems like not what Jesus Christ had in mind. Okay? But maybe I'm wrong. You let me know in the comments. I actually don't know what this is, other than it seems like a charlatan preying on people's vulnerabilities to make money. That's what it seems like to me. Let me know. All right, speaking about preying on people's vulnerabilities, JD Vance is pushing himself out of DC. And the neighbors are pissed off. He's moving to a wealthy enclave. And here's the story. It is this. JD Vance is visible in the unusual places on television and social media where powerful newsmakers are typically found. But word that Vance and his wife, Usha, are making a second home in Middleburg, Virginia, is dominating local chatter. The focus of which is less about MAGA and more about him bringing too much Washington. That's such a rich person problem. It's going to be too loud. Motorcades, helicopters, Secret Service. No, to be clear though, if my neighbor suddenly became JD Vance, I would not like that. But also, yeah, there must be so much noise involved with that. I would be pissed too. I don't think there's much you can do about it. Quote, I can't even paint my building without a permit. You'd think they would have had a town meeting to discuss it, but it's just got dumped on us, said Kenneth.
I guess my number is 40. I do like 40 hypernets before it gets to be too much work or too stressful. I feel like I should buy and flip one LSI. And when I win, I'll buy 2. And when I win, I'll buy 3. You know, like so on. I could lock up like 2 bill. It wouldn't really be that bad. Yeah, let's buy some LSIs, huh? I don't know. If I buy on buy order... It took me some hours to clear the hypernet. That was a lot of stuff. Alright, so let's see. Maybe I will place a retriever. Like 4 of them. You say 62. I say 52. I don't know. What's the market right now? Market is 44. So 52, 56 would be a nice middle ground. 56, put a bracer of them, 4 of them up for 56, yeah. $56. Okay, I am shopping tree. Oh, I need a new book now, huh? Oh no, I guess not. Mental training is still going. Mental training is at 54. Oh, fixed overflow skills. So I'm full? Yeah, I am full. So, yeah, I guess the book didn't really help me. Defensive stance. Sprinting is a primary. Yeah, I'm going to dump points out of sprinting. Like a 40 or whatever, or even like lower, like 32. There are some points back in for mental training and mental offense. Defensive stance, armor training, heavy armor training, endurance, active regen, taming, domestication, endurance, active regen. That's a primary. I think we actually want to lock this now at 50, and then, or even lower. I think active regen is also not important to me, really. Yeah, we're going to lower this to 32. I don't care if it takes a long time to active regen. Anatomy, which is a primary. That one's the bandage skill. I don't really value bandages very much. I'm going to buy a point out of that. Archery's got to go up. That's the book I'll put in now. Ecumenical spells is locked at 70, which is good, and that's good for a greater heal when I get it. So vitalism is a primary, and it's way too high. Mana regen. I don't know if I really care about that. I'm not really that much of a caster. Reduce this one down to like a 60. Bought a bunch of skills there. It's good. Brawling, I don't care about that. Drop it down. Lock it. Spears, I don't care about that. Drop it down. Lock it. Yeah, we got all kinds of points in places I shouldn't have them. Remove one level. And lock. Almost depleted. Okay, move over. We will chop more trees. So we start... I want some kind of system to this. Which would be like, I make a whole string, like, I guess I started here, I don't know, here's brownwood.
A day, 35, a gift shop manager whose shoulder tattoo is the scripted French version of hell is other people. Can't make that up. I worry it will be disruptive to the calm we have here, Jay said. It's why people come. It's like walking.
I've got a lot of money worth of VNI sitting here, and I've just won a lot of VNIs for whatever reason. And that's all gambling money. And I mean, I'm up. I'm like really up. Like I'm doing so good. I should buy large skill injectors. 7, 15, 9. Yeah, I want to buy 3 of these as well. 17. So 716 would be a pretty good profit. 716. I want to buy 3 of these at 716. 716. I want to buy 3 of them. 716. Buy. 716. Buy. Broker's fee is 60 million on this, which is like a lot of the profit. But no, because if you win one of the large skill injectors on a 1 bet, and so yeah, 716. I think it's money. I think it is money. Like keeping 3 of these floating is a good idea. Buy 3 of them, and we'll pop on the HyperNat. 716 puts me right back where I was, but at this time I've got 3 large skill injectors I can use on the HyperNet to make like passive money all the time. I'll come back in a couple of days and I'll have these large skill injectors. I'm learning patience from this game. I never did have patience, but EVE Online taught me patience. You have to wait. There's 2 of the large skill injectors already. Somebody sold to me immediately. So, wow, that's a surprise. So, they're asking 969, which is so fucking greedy. But it shows that I can make quite a lot of profit here if I go down. I see a lot of money be made in this market. So 940, yeah, 94. I'm going to ask for 94, 940. 940. Now that takes 101 hypercores, which I don't know. How much is 101 hypercores? I don't really have a concept of that. It's like 3 million, is it? Buy 100 of these. 100 of these is 30 mil. So, yeah, so it's 30 mil to post this. So I lose some there too. So then I walk with 910, which is still better than the 711 I bought. And so 94 is a good price. I think it's not bad. I'm going to bet on it in the hopes that I win. And every one of 8 of these, I mean, I make profit just selling them, but every one of 8 of these, if I win, I just get to roll another hypercore, LSI, and if I get up to 8 LSIs, I was doing that before, and I got up to 8 LSIs doing it. I want to do that, and in that way, I will make a lot of money. So this is a good market. It's real fat right now. I'm gonna fuck with them and lower it a little bit, but I don't care. Yep, 940. I'm gonna cut and paste. This is a good deal. Okay, I got 2 of the 3 LSIs that I wanted to buy. Coming to the LSI market. Large skill injectors. I love this market tycoon shit. 716, and I'm still top market, so I'm liable to get my sale. We come in and we do all the hypernet bets that I did. Look, I can make money in the background on Mortal while I do this. Suppose I'll feed my Gamel just so I don't lose him. Good. And then myself is also something. So this Brownwood's finally expired. So here's the bridge. And we'll learn this patch of trees. The bridge is always to the south. There's a Brownwood here. And now I'm going to scoot along the water. I'm glad that I can play Mortal for like, it was like $30, got me 3 months, and that's a really good deal. Oop, my axe broke. Let's get on the FFXI. I will go and make some more mithril, I believe. Oh, you are in the wrong aspect ratio. I'm going to have to fix it. Window resolution is 1920 by 1080. And yeah, we good. And then graphics, background resolution should be, yes, 2560 by 1440. And the menu resolution, I think, should actually be 1920 by 1080. And believe that should be good. I'm getting better at this sort of stuff. Okay, LSIs. 44 active, not bad. I feel like I'm really like kind of reaching for that money. Retriever. I'm into one bets now because I can still win, but if I don't win, I make a sale, and I'm learning. Here's my LSIs. This won't be expensive, but I mean, if I win them, it's worth it. So, enriching myself. Now, this cost me quite a lot, like another 500 mil to bet on all that, but that's okay. And then hypercores are always a thing, too. I spent some hypercores here, but I can keep going. I like the hypercore, the hypernet. I think it's worth the real life money I put into it. It's the closest thing I've ever felt to a fair RMT. This is like a fair RMT, kind of, because you can always swipe. Why won't you get in? Get in, damn it. Get in. Go. Okay, getting in. Perfect. Hopefully these frames will be better too, which is good. Oh, let's go and take a look at you. I can't believe I lost my level 15 RDM to a basic shitty mob, but that's what always happens. Oh, maybe my targeting is, sorry, my UI is messed up now. That's alright. 38.5, 36. $80K. 189. What was it? Astro Rings. Okay, there's that. Frames are looking real good. I'm learning that we're not really past the 2K era. Resolution is set to something. No upscaling because it's done through the client. Or sorry, the GeForce Now. Good. Okay, so she's got 560,000 gil, which is good. She needs to sell more, I think. No, she's okay. Yeah, she'll sit there. That's good. Log out. Okay, so we're hitting the trees. Depleted. Copper ingots did not sell. They've dropped down. Oh, damn it. See, farming is better because you're just putting stuff on the auction, but sometimes, like, when you're crafting, you're just putting stuff back on over and over again as the price lowers. This got down to 42.01, so I'm just going to try and make my sales here because it's annoying to have this many stacks just sitting here. Feels like Mithril might be worth doing each day. I have to go loot my box 4101. I'll sell you a cheap brace of these. You know, having this many people on screen at once, it's not really necessary. Now, I'm going to leave for a second. Phase them all out. And then they won't load anymore. Like on my screen, but I don't want them to load. I want them to go. I want to see if lowering the character models makes it faster. Yeah, and we come here and we load some of them. Yeah. Oh. So targeting is a thing. Yeah, that's a really big thing. Might be better down there. I don't know, though. No, because that'll invade my party menu. It's too big now. HXUI. So, but the window itself is not on the screen, so this will screw up my shit really bad. I might turn off HXUI. No. This did not work. And so, yeah. We can see that while I like HXUI, It's a great little thing. I don't think it's necessary, and I will go and turn it off. So we see that HXUI has broken. I'll have to go turn it off. That sucks. Changing resolutions was bad. It clutters up the screen anyways.
Into a Hallmark card. We all get along so well. Well, it is fine, I guess, but there's one other quote that says, if he walks in here, I'd ask him so many questions, like to tell me everything. His picture would definitely go on the wall, said one shop owner. The White House did not respond to emails seeking confirmation of the published reports that Vances, who are expecting their fourth child later this month, are moving into a second residence at Wolver Hill Farm, a nearly 500-acre estate a mile from the Safeway on Middleburg's main thoroughfare. Very interesting. And they go through a whole history of like other presidents who have been there. I do wonder why they feel the need to move.
It's a Tuesday night, and a 16-year-old named Marcus is sitting in the dark in his bedroom. The only light in the room, the cold blue glow of a monitor wired to a PC he built himself out of second-hand parts that were already old when he got them. Down the hall, his parents are asleep. At school that day, at the lunch table, everyone was talking about the same game, the big one. The one with the trailer that played before every video for a month. His two best friends already have it. They spent the whole period comparing notes on the first boss, while Marcus nodded along and said nothing, because Marcus has done the math. The game is $70. He makes $11 an hour bagging groceries on weekends. And after gas and the phone bill his mom makes him cover, $70 is most of a month. So he is not going to buy it. But he is not going to be the only one at that table who hasn't played it either. So now it's past midnight, and he's on a site a kid like 2 grades above him swore by. There's a warning somewhere in the back of his mind about viruses, about the things that hide in cracked games, and he half ignores it the way you ignore a label you've read 100 times. He copy and pastes a magnet link into BitTorrent, and then he waits, because waiting is the whole experience. His internet limps along at about 30 megabits, so pulling down 30 gigabytes isn't a 20-minute affair.
No, it's like, man, I did this most of my life. This is like entertainment to the Zoomers, but to me, this was my reality all of my life.
It's most of the night. He does some homework.
Yep, you go to bed and you wake up and you have it in the morning.
He dozes off. Somewhere past 2 in the morning.
Yeah, somewhere around 3:30 in the morning, you get the game and you're like, yes, time to go.
The download finally finishes. A game that should be 100 gigabytes. That should have cost a studio of 400 people, 6 years, and hundreds of millions of dollars to make. Now crushed down to 30 gigabytes and sitting on his hand-me-down hard drive, completely free. He runs the installer, and a tinny, cheerful chiptune kicks in, a remix of a song called Solo, He'll Come to Know by Heart, because for the next 40 minutes, it loops while his secondhand CPU grinds, rebuilding the compressed pieces back into a working game, packaged so neatly it almost looks official. And then it's done. He double-clicks it. It runs. It just works. And Marcus, like nearly every person who has ever done this, does not stop for 1 second to ask the obvious question. How is that even possible? Who put that file on his screen? Because that game did not simply leak.
Good.
It was not left unlocked. That game was wrapped, before it ever shipped, in one of the most sophisticated pieces of cryptographic armor ever attached to consumer software. A digital fortress specifically engineered so that the exact thing Marcus just did, in the dark, on a school night, would be impossible. Somebody tore that fortress open and fought a digital war he has never seen, against an enemy he has never heard of, in a language he doesn't speak, for reasons that have almost nothing to do with him. Maybe you were Marcus once. Maybe you still are. Either way, you've almost certainly held the spoils of this war in your hands, and never thought to ask where they came from. This is the story of that war. A decade-long, unbelievably high-stakes cryptographic arms race, fought in the shadows of the internet between a billion-dollar Austrian security company and a rotating cast of anonymous geniuses. It's a story with a fortress called De Nouveau that publishers rent for $25,000 a month. It's a story with a clock that secretly governs everything. It's a story with a lone Russian woman who claimed she cracked impossible code by entering a trance, with a hack so audacious it operates beneath your operating system itself, and with the day the whole underground accidentally proved that your legally purchased games had been quietly slowing down your computer the entire time. You've been a foot soldier in this war for years. You just never knew the war existed. Let me show you the battlefield. And I'm not going to wave my hands at it either. I'm going to show you how it actually works, because the mechanism is the story. Start with the fortress, because everything else is a reaction to it. The thing that locks modern games is called de nouveau. And the first thing to understand is that almost everyone, including most people who pirate games every week, fundamentally misunderstands what it is. People call de nouveau DRM. It isn't, not really. DRM is the lock on the front door, the thing that checks whether you own the game, the license layer that Steam or Epic or EA already provide. De nouveau is something else. De nouveau is anti-tamper. It is a second wall built around the lock, a wall whose only purpose is to make sure nobody can ever get close enough to pick the existing lock in the first place. It was built by a company in Salzburg, Austria, eventually swallowed by a larger security firm called Irdeto, and from the moment it launched in 2014, it changed everything. Here is how the fortress works, and this is the part most explanations skip. When a game is finished, before it ships, it gets run through de nouveau's core technology, something called code fusion. Now, your computer's processors speaks one native language, a set of instructions called x86. The actual machine code the CPU executes directly. What code fusion does to the most sensitive parts of the game is called code virtualization. It takes those real x86 instructions and translates them into a made-up instruction set, a private language that no physical processor on Earth understands. Then it bundles a tiny interpreter, a software virtual machine, inside the game, whose only job is to read that private language and act it out, one fake instruction at a time. So the original logic, the code that checks your license, simply does not exist in the file as anything readable anymore. And the genius of it is that the private language is randomized and unique to each game. Knowledge doesn't transfer from one title to the next. Think of it like this. Normally a piece of software is a book written in a language any expert can read. De nouveau takes the most important chapters, translates them into a cipher it invented 5 minutes ago, and ships a little translator robot, that reads the cipher aloud and nothing else. This is why the standard tools of reverse engineering hit a wall. When a cracker loads the game into a disassembler, a program like IDA Pro or Ghidra that turns machine code back into readable instructions so you can study it without running it, what we call static analysis. They don't see the license check. They see the interpreter. They see the translator robot's plumbing, an endless loop of dispatch logic stuffed with junk instructions and dead-end branches, what crackers call spaghetti code. To recover the original meaning, they have to do the slow, brutal thing instead: dynamic analysis. Actually run the game, attach a debugger, and watch the virtual machine execute the cipher live, instruction by instruction, reconstructing what the hidden code must have been doing. That process, undoing the virtualization by hand, is called devirtualization, and on a single game it can take a skilled person weeks. Then it gets personal. The first time you launch a de novo game, it forces an internet connection, and it interrogates your machine at the hardware level. There's a single CPU instruction, called CPU ID, that asks the processor to identify itself, its family, model, and stepping. De novo runs that, then gathers more: motherboard and drive serial numbers, your machine's name, the exact build of your operating system. It hashes all of it together into one unique fingerprint of your specific computer, sends that to the company's servers, and gets back a cryptographically signed token, an encrypted little file that is mathematically welded to that fingerprint and that fingerprint alone. And here's the part that defeats the obvious attack. The token isn't checked once at launch and forgotten. The game keeps re-deriving your fingerprint and revalidating the token while you play. It's not a bouncer who checks your ID at the door. It's a bouncer who keeps rechecking your face all night, so you can't slip a borrowed ID through once and walk free. Change your CPU, update your BIOS, reinstall Windows, and the fingerprint shifts. The token no longer matches, and it dies. You go online and get a new one. And you only get 5 of those activations every 24 hours, on a rolling cooldown, specifically so nobody can mass produce tokens and hand them out. And it never stops watching itself either. Scattered all through the game's code are integrity checks. The game periodically computes a checksum, a CRC, a short mathematical fingerprint, over its own instruction bytes in memory, and compares the result against a value it already knows is correct. If even one byte of the protected code has been altered, the checksum comes back wrong, and the game knows it's been tampered with. The cruel part is that these checks are woven inline, braided directly into legitimate game functions, and they overlap, so you can't just locate one and cut it out without 3 others noticing the hole you left. If you played the older anti-piracy traps, where the code that calculated a character's jump height also secretly verified the game's integrity, this is the industrial automated version of exactly that idea. On top of the checksums, de novo actively hunts for anyone studying it. It reads a structure in Windows called the Process Environment Block, the PEB, which contains a flag the operating system flips when a debugger is attached. It scans its own memory for the specific byte that debuggers insert to pause execution at a breakpoint, and it uses timing. It reads the CPU's high-resolution clock with an instruction called RDTSC, runs a stretch of code, reads the clock again, and checks how long it took. If a debugger has paused execution to let a human inspect it, that time gap balloons far beyond what's physically normal, and de novo knows it's being watched. The instant it catches a debugger, an emulator, or an unauthorized hook in its memory,
It's odd that I didn't sell the other LSI, but oh well.
it can crash the game or revoke the license outright. That is the wall. Virtualized code you can't read, a hardware fingerprint you can't fake, checksums you can't edit around, and anti-debug tripwires that catch you the moment you try to look closely. Now meet the people who climb it anyway. Because here's the second thing almost everyone gets wrong. The person who breaks the fortress and the person who handed you the file are almost never the same person. The underground runs on two completely different kinds of people, and they need each other, and they often hate each other. The first kind is the Cracker. The Cracker is the one who fights De Nuvo directly, and now you understand what that fight actually involves. It is not, as people imagine, finding the one if statement that says, "Is this legit, yes or no?" and flipping it from no to yes. That attack died years ago, because the result of the license check doesn't just gate the game. It gets fed into the keys that decrypt the virtualized code, and it's re-verified by dozens of those distributed checksums. Flip the branch and the game decrypts to garbage, and the integrity checks scream. So the Cracker can't bypass the logic. They have to understand it, and faithfully reproduce it, devirtualizing the protected functions, and rebuilding clean native code that does the same thing without the chains. Their output is tiny, a modified executable, a few megabytes. They solve the cryptographic puzzle. They do not give you the game. And there's an irony here worth savoring. Crackers routinely wrap their own released cracks in commercial protectors like VM Protect or Themida, the same kind of obfuscation they just spent weeks defeating, so that rival groups can't steal their work. The second kind is the repacker. The repacker doesn't crack anything. The repacker takes a game that's already been cracked and solves a completely different problem, which is that the game is enormous. A modern title can be over 100 gigabytes, and if you live somewhere with slow internet or a data cap, that's impossible. So the repacker performs a kind of dark art, and it's worth being precise about what it is, because it's two different tricks stacked together. First, deduplication.
Rockstar
A
once
tool
deleted
scans
almost
the entire game for blocks of data.
Stop.
A lot of you guys are probably wondering where I've been, because I haven't been streaming a whole lot lately. Well, the truth is, I've been dealing with a severe, crazy online harassment / bullying campaign against me that has, for lack of better words, made me want to disappear completely from the face of the earth. Because of this, I had to take some time off to go undercover, to infiltrate the most toxic guild in World of Warcraft, and show you all exactly the types of people that we're dealing with. But before we get into all that, I need to give you guys a little bit of history to show you how I got myself in this mess to begin with. So let's start from the jump. So it all started here, in the Night Slayer PvP Discord server, specifically in an especially toxic channel they have here called PvP Salt. The Night Slayer Discord is supposed to be a gathering place for players of the Night Slayer PvP server in order to find groups, raids, etc. But it's unfortunately become a place to spread hatred. The Night Slayer Discord is owned and ran by this guy, Poppy Putin, who is also the guildmaster of the most toxic guild in World of Warcraft, the Red Empire.
Hey, look, he's on Mortal. Big surprise. He's currently playing Mortal.
He's also the guildmaster of the most toxic guild in World of Warcraft, the Red Empire. Make note of that, because that's really important information that we're going to be going back to real soon. A few months back, I was in that PvP Salt channel talking literally about real soon. Make note of that.
Classic Plus belongs to me. Classic Plus belongs to the Empire. Oh my god. Classic Plus belongs to me. What's his name? You blocked out his name.
Guildmaster of the most toxic guild in the world.
Classic Plus belongs to me.
World of Warcraft, the Red Empire. Make note of that, because that's really important information that we're going to be going back to real soon. A few months back, I was in that PvP Salt channel talking literally about double rogue arenas with somebody and how much fun the comp is, when all of a sudden this guy, Coach, otherwise known as Hundo, starts spam replying to all my messages in there saying stuff like Nightman is racist. No, I'm not a fucking racist. I've never said a racist thing in my life. I've never said even something remotely sus on stream. They have nothing. It was said purely just to rage bait me. And as someone who's a leader of a guild master, someone who's trying to make it as a streamer, someone who also
the problem stems right here. What do? And this is the question, right? Now this guy is an idiot. And I'm not gonna sub to him. He's an idiot. He's a white boy getting played, and it's hilarious. It's like dumb gringo white boy time. Here we go. Maybe you've never been in the hood with a pistol in your face. Anyways, right here in this conversation, right here, some guy comes into Discord, starts accusing you of being a racist. What do? Do you, first of all, do you ever go to a Discord like this? The answer is no. Maybe you go to a Discord when you know the people and you talk to them and you run ops on Rust or something like that. Other Discords like this, for massive get-togethers and stuff, you're just going to encounter toxicity. That's all you're going to get. There's no real people in there. Real people don't go to Discords like that. Only clown trolls from the internet go to fucking Discords like this. And I really have a deep conviction of this. It's one of the reasons why I leave every Discord that I ever join. If you look at my Discord here, you're going to see like 3 servers. One of them is mine. And this isn't because I don't join fucking 200 billion Discords, because I do. But I get my business and I fucking leave because I don't trust the community on a Discord. I'm sorry, but I don't. I don't trust the gamer community on Discord. I don't know why. I just don't. You know, I'm sorry. It is what it is. So right here, you see it, Nup Raptor, or whatever. I accused them of being racist purely as rage bait. Here you go. Now, notice the Russian name, the dumb picture, the dumb stuff, the fact that they pay money for Discord, and all this other dumb stuff that honestly, to me, are like outliers of or sorry, not outliers. What do you call this? They're like they're indicative is the word. They are indicative of a loser. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. And now, when you see this, do you fixate on them? Do you ever hang on to this? If you ever see behavior like this on the Discord, do you stay there? The answer is no. The minute that you see behavior like this on the Discord, you go, oh, well, these people are fucking worthless basement dwellers. Fuck them. Bye. And I leave, right? Whenever I see behavior like this at all, and I just get away from it because I'm like, oh, this would only waste valuable seconds of my life or whatever. Insert Simpsons joke here. It's honestly, the minute that I see something like this or the guy tries to attack me, I block him. I leave the Discord. I say, sorry, there was bad people on the Discord if anybody ever asks me. And I move on with my life 5 seconds later. You understand? This guy, he tries to build a career off it. He gets in a fight with the trolls. He follows them around and tries to infiltrate their fucking guild. And like, honestly, I would like to follow this forward, but honestly, the fact that you didn't mute or block right here in this moment, and I'm gonna bail out from this video right here. This guy's a loser. Like, I'm sorry, but he is. And listen, I'm way worse of a troll than this guy who's fucking with him, trying to call him a racist when he's never even met him before. I'm way worse than this guy because I'll just full-blown call his ass a loser. He engaged in so much loser talk. He even mentioned how dumb it is to get in a fight on the internet and that you can't win. But here you are laying names out, trying to target these people, getting in a fight with the supposedly worst guild in World of Warcraft, which honestly sounds like complete and utter human excrement to me. I couldn't give a flying fuck about those fucking people. I'm so glad I'm not in that community anymore. Fucking fuck them and their stupid, low IQ, caught up on the internet way too far, terminally online fucking people. Now, I'm terminally online too. But the difference is, this is what they do with their terminally online lives. They don't make something like a stream or do any singing or play enough games to get good or whatever. They don't do that stuff. They fixate on one game and they become toxic at that game and they turn that game into a fucking toilet. A skibbity toilet. I used to call these people skibbity toilet people because they are skibbity toilet people. They come singing up out that. I swear to God, this is what I see when I see people like this. I see that guy singing in the toilet, skibbity toilet guy. I see them like literally as when these people speak like this. It's like, oh dear God, this is the mental image that I get, and I'm not kidding. I'd like to fucking like paint this mental image for you. I get a piece of shit excrement monster coming out of the bottom of the toilet being like blah 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 with just shit coming out of its mouth. That's like literally the fucking, like when I see people like act like this on the internet, there's like a mental image that pops in my head of skibbity toilet dude coming out of the bottom of a toilet. I swear to God, with their fucking stupid ass, like, you know, fucking troll bullshit or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And this is the garbage dregs of the internet. This is why language like dumpster fire became prevalent. You know what I'm saying? Because these people, they're not nice people. You can see it. If you got caught up with them, it's on you. And so at this point, I'm gonna give him 30 seconds to explain himself as to why he took this further. But he thought this was gonna get him hits. It got him 41,000 views, but almost no subs at all. And that's because
also is the owner of a big Discord server. I put a lot of effort and time into keeping racist and homophobic
you come across kind of as a pussy
out of my community. So I'm not gonna lie, the rage bait.
You sound like this woke SJ Dubs, and that's okay. But I mean, like, remember, this is the piece of shit cocksucker ass king shitter right wing loser fucking skibbity toilet people of the fucking internet, and the way that you speak. And I know the way that I speak is like this too, but understand, I can take it. I don't think you can. You're here whining about them. I can take it, bitch. I've had it for 5 years, and I've been swatted, and I've had death threats and bullshit and all kinds of problems, and I've had like 7 or 8 fucking bullshit ass stalkers, and trust me, I've been there. But like the difference is, I don't talk all soft. Why do you sound so soft when you talk? Like, I don't sound soft when I fucking talk. You know what I'm saying? I don't sound like that. Honestly, most people tell me I sound too hard. And like that I need to chill the fuck out, or that I'm like too toxic. Like that's literally like, I mean, so like trust me, like you're not equipped to fight these people. I don't suggest fighting them. What could you possibly get from that? And so I gave him 30 more seconds, but he seems to be caught up in this loop of like trying to target them, trying to get them in the crosshairs, trying to, like, honestly, and to me, that's just another form of attack artist bullying, attacking the fucking trolls. It's an interesting concept, but it is a troll attacking trolls, and it's like two wrongs don't make a right here. I'm terribly sorry.
Got me. It triggered me. And
I would never, ever, 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 ever. And that he lost me here. He full blown lost me. I'm sorry, we're off him. But I mean, I would never, ever say I'm triggered on the fucking internet. I'm just not gonna say it. I'm sorry, but it's like telling your fucking trolls that you're triggered it's kind of like going to the ghetto and handing somebody $1,000. you could just keep the money in your fucking pocket, but instead you say, hi, I've got $1,000. Would you like to rob me now? That's kind of the behavior. It's sort of like that. That's how I view you saying, I'm triggered. It's like saying to the trolls, they've got a fucking lolcow here, a honeypot. These are words that you should know. You are engaging in lolcow honeypot behavior, and I can't sub to you. I'm sorry. I gotta troll you. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say I dislike this. I'm sorry. And we're gonna get off it. And now, I'm not a bully like him, and I'm not a bully like the people he intends to target, so bye! You get one more word, and it's bye.
So fucking stupid! He thinks me calling him M. Pegasus was me trying to call him fat. I want...
is more Pegaslop.
So, all of his degenerate...
We should start from the beginning.
Welcome back to a series so messy, even Argentina subscribed in today's video. It appears Hassan's whole squad is now going after me after he declared me as the main villain.
Declare me.
I like that going after me is like...
Jesus Christ, when you talk, I just want bullies all over the world to come and beat you up in the schoolyard. I have an autistic, whatever you call it, twinge when it comes to these people that I don't know what you call this. They flourish the last word of their sentences like this. I can't even mimic it. It drives me crazy though. It's driven me crazy ever since like the 5th grade or something like that. I was like, something about other autistic kids. When they talk sometimes, they roll the last word of the sentence like this. And it drives me crazy. You can hear them when they talk. Like, listen to them do it.
Making offhand comments on stream.
Of his female Hassan, aka Denims, is desperately trying to make fun of me, trying to call me pregnant as an insult. I have no idea what that means.
means. I'm sorry. You hear that I've become a bully. It's because I was autistic all my life. And I'm not a victim of being bullied, except for weird shitheads on the internet, because I'm always way bigger, taller than anybody. I'm stronger, honestly, more muscle. I've been bigger and taller than anybody I ever met. I can't think of another person bigger than me. The man who broke my ribs, he was bigger than me. He was like 450 pounds, and he was just built big. That guy was bigger than me. But like that, but it's very rare. I've seen like 5 people in my life that are bigger than me. So this thing about being bullied, it never really happened to me in real life and stuff, so I can't really relate to it. So, but when I came to the internet and I became like an online person, I got a bunch of bullies or whatever the fuck you call, like trolls or whatever. And I was just like, this is a new experience for me. It's weird. And so then I hear myself being the bully. Like, you can hear it because I've never been a natural target for bullies till I went on the internet. It's sort of weird. Like, it just doesn't happen to me in the real world. So it's like sort of weird. I don't know. And so I started bullying the kid for his autistic patterns of speech in the first 30 seconds. And I can point out how much it bothers me and how much I want to clown him like a comedian, essentially, like Dave Chappelle or something. Listen to this guy talk when at the end of every word, at the end of every sentence, he rolls it all around for some reason. And that's how it sounds when he talks to me. That's how it sounds, and it drives me fucking crazy.
Starts justifying Hassan's insane statements about
when you speak, it sounds like Co-Carnage trying to make fun of nerds. I'm sorry, but that bit that Co-Carnage stole from I don't know who's the original. Is it Angry Video Game Nerd or something? I can't remember. It's not Angry Video Game Nerd. I think it is Angry Video Game Nerd. He stole this thing about that Angry Video Game Nerd used to do after he was talking about fucking what was his thing? It was Rolling Rocks or what? No, it wasn't Rolling Rocks. It was he drank piss beer. What was that piss beer he was constantly talking about? Was it Michelob's or something? I can't remember. But he constantly constantly talked about Michelobes, and then he would use this like my best friend's really good at the voice. It's like this voice that sounds like a lisp. It's like, well, actually, I talk like a nurse with my third, and I have some kind of speech impediment. It's kind of like that, and I'm sorry, but it is bullying when you point it out like that and you fire off the shots at them. It's bullying, just like them. And I'm sorry, but I don't like it. It brings out this element of my personality where it's like, oh my God, you get eaten alive in high school. That's the phrase that I think of when I think of these nerds when they speak. I'm like, you were eaten alive in high school, weren't you? See, I was like the homecoming king. I slept with the homecoming queen. I was like king of the high school, and it was a 4,000 person high school, and I was king of the other high school too that I was expelled from in my junior year. And I had all these other friends and an ex-girlfriend in the art school and a bunch of other friends on her side over there in the art school and stuff, and I was just king of the city essentially. Now, I didn't set out to do this, I just did it, you understand? And so I don't really relate to this loser ass shit that the way they talk, the way they act, the things that they fixate on, the people that they think need to be targeted or something. It's just bullies.
Executions and canings, claiming
we can't take a I can't even do all the what's it called, the inflection or something. I don't even know what he's doing. At the end of the word, he rolls every word, and it drives me crazy. What's that called?
Joke, and then accidentally admits it's not a joke.
No, it's when they speak, they sound like Valley Girls to me. Listen to him; he's so pissant. He is doing fucking Cher from fucking Clueless. He is doing Cher from Clueless. He sounds like it when he speaks. Let's go back and listen to it again.
She starts justifying Hassan's insane...
Listen, now imagine if it was like some 16-year-old girl. Now imagine if Hassan...
statements about executions and canings, claiming we can't take a joke, and then...
We can't take a joke. It sounds like a Valley Girl.
Accidentally admits it's not a joke.
It's not a joke. I can't even do that kind of non-ironic inflection. I can't. It's just weird. You're not a fucking Valley Girl. Stop talking like one.
He continues nonstop glazing Hassan and tries to shit talk the legendary series. Now we've...
I can't do this slop. I can't do this terrible shit. We're getting off it. I'm sorry. I believe you probably did. Yep. So
200 cars overnight and then started selling them back to you for real world money. Rockstar Games has been running GTA Online for over 10 years now. In that time, they've dropped dozens of updates, new heists, businesses, cars, and new ways to make money. Some of them get
the main gameplay loop, and the only thing left to do is buy the rest of the Tycoon stuff. The gameplay loop is boring. The Grand Theft Auto gameplay loop is boring to me now. It's not much better than, like, I would say Fortnite or something. It's like Fortnite. It's fun. It's crispy. I like it. It's good. It's a little clunky, you know, a little third person clunky, a little bit controller-itis, console-itis clunky. But it is a game that I know very, very, very well now, and I don't think it's that good of a game anymore just because purely it's so old. Now, I'm sure GTA 6 will do well once it finally reaches PC.
Get released and the community just turns
Why are you donning a clown face
on them? And I don't mean it's fine turns on them. I mean people literally uninstall.
I don't like the clown face. It's scaring me. I'm sorry. And your name. Your name sucks. I'm sorry. Anyways, a new sci-fi base building space merchant.
What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we got a tiny little title over here that was suggested by the audience. They put it in the...
Once you become aware of the slop, it becomes a lot harder to engage in it. I kind of wish I didn't know what the word slop was, because, like, Jesus Christ, half the stuff I watch is fucking slop. It's just slop. It drives me crazy. So I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm going to shut out a ton of this slop stuff. If you don't step intellectual, if you don't blow my mind or teach me something, if it's just drama and boring, I'm not doing it anymore. You know, I'm catching even like Ceros doing it and stuff. A lot of this stuff is slop and I'm done with it. They never ever, I mean, they should have told us about slop, but now I'm sick of swilling it.
suggestions channel up on Discord. This game is called Deep Space Outpost. I've looked at just
Okay, we're going out to low sec today. I need to look at staging points, but I believe I'm done with the hypernet. The only other dangling business is whether or not I sold that or bought that last large skill injector. I didn't. So hopefully that'll come through, whatever works for me. And selling LSIs is good ass money, man. So we're gonna check the insurance and that new car smell in both of these ships. This one needed insurance, so the other one might. Let's see. Nope, she's got it. So, okay, we go out now. I bet on every last hypernet. We're just going to double check here. Oh, yeah, I am cooking mithril. Large skill injectors. Yep, everything's bet on. Oh, look at the kitty. How you doing, kitty? You want to sit in my lap? You're mad at me because I haven't fed you yet. I know, kitty. I know. She's coming with the food soon. Don't worry. Oh, my phone is in the other room. That's not good. My sunglasses are fixing to be broken here. Okay, got my phone. I like Mortal because you can passive farm and just like get up as strong as a group, really. Don't know if I like Sarduka, though. I'm getting a foothold in Sarduka, but I don't know if I would intend on using it, really. I don't know if I'm going to use this foothold in Sarduka. It's a nice place, but it's kind of... I don't like the colors. I prefer green over yellow. I don't really like sand. I don't favor sand. I can make a conscious choice to just go back to my old character and continue work on her until she's capped. But all the people are out here. Oh, there's the phone ring. I knew my phone was going to ring. I knew. See it within 90 seconds. Hello? Do it up. Yep. I do. I love pancakes, but they've been taken from me. Yeah, I like breakfast for dinner. Yeah, orange juice is good too. Yeah. All right. Orange juice. Yeah. But that's it, you know, if you're going to do breakfast, but yeah. Yeah, sure. All right, thank you. All right. Okay, so we are going now to the staging area. But I want to fleet up. Right, yes, I want to fleet up. Fleet up, fleet up, fleet up, fleet. Forward fleet with. Okay, then we pick a staging point. I want to go to Onamon. I believe. We will go to Onamon and jump out. Undock. Undock. Galente roadblock. Oh no. Go, go. Add autopilot. Go, go. Jump, damn you. 3 praxises. Go, go. 4. Yep, go, go. Good.
About everything on the Steam page, and it does seem to be one of those games that I would play. So in this title, it's sort of a reversal of the expectation of FTL. In FTL, you have a ship, it has different rooms, those different rooms do different things, you pick a path, you fly throughout the galaxy, you fight with raiders, all that sort of fun stuff. This game imagines, what if you were instead a space station and everything else was flying past you, and you just kind of had to adapt to it. So it seems like the combat is very similar to FTL, where there's different rooms and different stations and different ways to defend your station, but in terms of its flow, from what I've seen so far, it seems like the game's a little bit like, I'm just gonna blueprint this out.
It's not my style. Basin semi. Turn that way down. It's a basin semi. Oh my god. Yes, it's a basin semi. Oh god. It's DMCA, isn't it? It might be DMCA. I don't know. Black people can't stop roasting a racist Facebook group.
Oh, here we go. We don't date black men. We can all agree on that as a society. We can all agree on that. See, racists, I told you that racism is its own punishment. Didn't I tell you that? I told you racism is its own burden to bear. Now there you go. Burden A and burden B. See, if you would have been more open and inviting, a brother might have taken that off your hands. A brother that was down on his luck or needed a place to stay might have taken that off your hands. Now you stuck with it. Good luck with that. Shout out to all the subscribers and the members here on the channel. Don't forget to like the video. My name is Reese Waters, and this is Racist of the Week, where we explore the stupidity and hypocrisy of discrimination in hopes we can build a more perfect union. And also laugh. As usual, I would like to thank today's sponsor, Racism. And of course, if you have any nominees, you can drop them in the comments. You can email me at admin@reesewaters.com. I would first like to start off by congratulating the new members of Mount Edgemore. Let's see, we got Tina Turner, we got Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Prince. Now, I got a question. Is the Mount Edgemore, is that about music or hair? Because if it's hair, we definitely have a shortage of Jerry curls. I'm gonna need some more Jerry curls if we talking about hair. I'm gonna need a Rick James. I'm Rick James. I'm gonna need a Soul Glow. Just let yourself baby. I'm gonna need a Dope Boy from Boys in the Hood. You act like you ain't never had no barbecue before. And you know I gotta have a Jules from Pulp Fiction. Does he look like a... If we doing hair. That's just if we doing hair. Now, last time we were here, we were celebrating the colonization of the White and Proud Facebook group.
Oh, shit. Here we go again.
Say it loud, I'm black and I'm proud, no debate. To which Boogie Brown said, all the black people triggered over a group name is funny AF. Who triggered? Who triggered? They having fun. They roasting. What?
What happened? They roasted me.
Hey, it's hot outside. It's a whole heat dome over the eastern seaboard. We've been looking for something to do. This was just perfect timing. Hey, cousins, what do you think we should name our new group? Back to Black and F them people. Hey, put me down for F them people. Yeah. Uh-huh. Matter of fact, why don't you go F them people, Back to Black? Ashley Thomas done got into it with Alexander. She said, nah, that's your pappy. To which Alex said, I know mine, unlike you. Ashley says, the only way you know dad is because you also call him uncle. Alex, why would you? You need more black people in your life to tell you that wasn't going to end well. Come on, you knew that wasn't going to end well. And this time around, they picking up the scraps. They still at it. They got us storming the White and Proud beach, which is all the way wrong, because y'all know we wouldn't have got on that boat. We definitely wouldn't have got on that boat. And why it's so crowded? Huh? Y'all got that boat out here looking like Carnival. Me, after getting accepted in the racist Facebook group White and Proud, say they don't block me from posting. I ain't gonna tell nobody, but you might want to go with a white pick. You know, a white pick. Well, they like red too. They definitely they mix the white and the red. I don't know which one is higher. I have no idea.
Hi.
But here they're fighting back. Hey, look, all the darkies are here trolling our page. Such a crowd.
You're hungry, huh? I know you're hungry. I'm sorry, kitty. We're gonna feed you soon. It's expensive to feed you. We have to go and get lots of cans of food, and we were late. We were a day late. I'm sorry. She's coming back soon. She called me. It's fine. Poor kitty. She's like, do I have to butter you up with love so you'll feed me? And I'm like, yes. Butter me up with love so I'll feed you. She's like, okay, I'll make love to you if you'll feed me. And I'm like, yeah, I'll feed you, kitty. Poor kitty. She's like, what's going on? Why are you starving me? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, kitty. I feel so guilty. I offered to drive today at 11 or no, like 1. It was like 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock today, I was like, do you want me to run to the store and get cat food? And she was like, no, I want to go do it. And I was like, oh, okay. So now she's making you wait, kitty. I'm sorry. It's going to be a late dinner. We'll feed you as soon as it gets here, okay? You're not going to die of starvation. Don't worry. Yeah, it's a good kitty. Oh, look at this beautiful little kitty. Yeah. My neighbor has a rooster and he crows all day. Like it's like 3:53 in the afternoon, and the rooster's crowing.
Out, aren't they? Go follow your own watermelon page.
Oh, my kitty. I love my kitty. You gonna come visit, sit on my lap, get yourself a nice rub and tug, a little rub and tug? Yeah, kitty. Rub and tug. Oh, we love this kitty. Purr, 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 purr. She just collapses on me and starts purring. Okay, we have to get like mithril ingots to market.
I'm Sarah, by the way. Speak to me with respect.
Hell no!
I don't know what I'm Sarah was supposed to mean. I don't know what that was. We all knew your name was Sarah. We all, they was calling you Sarah before they even seen you for the first time, just based on that. Look, I'm not going to sit here and argue with your stereotypes and whatnot, calling it a watermelon page. All I'm going to say is I bet not see you eating no watermelon this summer. Yeah, I bet not see you eating no watermelon this summer. No, because they want to have the stereotypes about the watermelon and the chicken. Y'all be eating too much fried chicken for me to have the stereotype. Got all sort of watermelon salads and this, that. It's a little too much watermelon eating for me if y'all want to have the stereotypes, okay? Run with your stereotype, put the forks down. And given the way y'all been seasoning said chicken, they probably would appreciate it.
My mom puts salt on watermelon, and it's like so weird.
Oh, here we go. We don't date black men.
Brother, what's that? What's that, brother?
Oh, okay. We can all agree on that as a society. We can all agree on that. See, racists, I told you that racism is its own punishment. Didn't I tell you that? I told you racism is its own burden to bear. Now there you go. Burden A and burden B. See, if you would have been more open and inviting, a brother might have taken that off your hands. A brother that
skip me back.
Old heads probably think that all we do is chill, when in reality, we're generationally stressed. Because a lot of people still don't understand that it's possible to do absolutely nothing all day and still get zero rest, zero chill. The type of downtime most people indulge in these days, it's like the equivalent of going on vacation for a weekend, but you're with your degenerate friends. You know, it's like you guys got an Airbnb, you took Monday off of work, so you had 3 days off of work, but you come back on Tuesday. Do you feel rest, or do you feel like a shell of the version of you that left on Friday? It was a bender. This is the same thing that's happening with your day-to-day downtime. I truly believe it's a skill to know how to chill in 2026. Apologies if my voice sounds more fried than usual today. The Knicks,
chill.
as I'm recording this, are up 2-0 in the finals. And, you know, the way that we've been celebrating, it's like you would have thought I was on the fucking team. So I'm sorry about my voice, but let's get into it. I'm going to split this video into 2 parts. First, we're going to do the chud science part, which in my opinion is more important. And then we'll get into some real bro science like HRV and nervous system, because this is also very important. First things first, in order to even talk about chilling, we have to fix our mindset, bro. Because if you're a self-help Chad who feels guilty now every second that you're not doing something productive or doing something memorable, thinking about doing something productive, you've been compromised by big self-help, you know, by big Andrew Huberman, which is fine. Like, this is literally me, so I understand it. This used to haunt me, and it still does to some extent. I think it's because I actually spent so many years doing nothing that I have this inner guilt now when I actually try to do nothing. But this mindset ends up just fucking you, because if we want to bust out the Chadology, even if you're telling yourself every second needs to be optimal, if you're never getting rest, if you're never relaxing, then you'll never know what it feels like to operate at 100%, because your nervous system will never get a break. And the nervous system, I'm convinced, is the key, bros. Like if you can get your nervous system under control right now, you can get anything under control. But let's start with the chud science, which although there's zero actual evidence to support these claims, I don't need it. I have spiritual evidence. So the main thing I think that prevents our generation from recharging properly is what I'm going to call divided consciousness. Back in the day, when you were done with a long day of farming or whatever the fuck they were doing, you had no choice but to power the brain down after. It's like, what else were you going to do? There was nothing else to even do. But for us, after a long, potentially stressful day of work, what do we do?
Drinking.
You know, our monkey brains do not view ripping cod while also listening to, you know, a podcast as relaxing. So during this free time where your mind should be getting a breather, you're putting bro to work even more so you can stim on your phone. And this is it, bros. This has been life-changing for me. This realization that when I'm doing two things at once, or even thinking about doing two things at once, my Zoomer brain might be feeling good, but it's not resting. Singular consciousness, driving, super relaxing, right? But the second that I throw on music, which I love to do, cutting up the FDR, blasting some shit. But the second I do that, I'm now doing two things at once, and it's no longer relaxing. I lose that singular focus that recharges my brain. And I think I might have just been fried for taking so long to realize this, but I feel like a lot of people still haven't picked up on this yet. In order to recharge your brain, you have to focus your consciousness on one thing. As a generation, though, we have lost the ability to do that naturally. We get bored. We try to avoid boredom and silence when that's the one thing that our brain needs is boredom and silence. And my theory is this: active use of social media makes singular consciousness basically impossible. Even if you're not like scrolling all day, even if you just peeped it for 2 minutes before going to do something else. And I got to be real with you guys. Like I'm always on here talking about deleting Instagram and blah, 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 because when I did it, it changed my life. But a few weeks ago, I re-downloaded it like a total chud. And I talked to you guys about it. It was over a girl. I bit the apple over a girl, imagine. But I knew how bad this shit was, and I still re-downloaded it. You know, I just wanted to say, you know, let me just see what I missed past couple months. It's been almost a year. So there I was on Instagram, looking at these people I still don't care about. And, you know, I'm opening up the reels that my boys have been sending to the void for the last year. And instantly, I felt myself in a bad place, like low-ass frequency. I felt myself slipping back to my old mind. And the reason I'm saying all this is because I had it downloaded for just like 2 days. And in those 2 days, I felt so much stress coming back to me that I had not felt in so long, because singular consciousness had become such a part of my life that I now felt what it was like to lose it. So for those 48 hours, I swear, I wasn't at ease once. And maybe I'm more susceptible than you might be, but Dude, I thought I was having like a manic episode. And then I checked my Whoop, which this is not sponsored, by the way. The thing with the Whoop, it's like good for checking shit like this, but you lose mad aura. Anyway, but it was like, yo, your stress levels are up 350%. So it's not like I was bugging. Like my nervous system was actually taking a hit, you know? And it's the same shit with dating apps, notifications. It could be fucking Gmail. These things pull your consciousness away, okay? It's like they spawn in a little rat in your brain that throughout the day is telling you,
Yo. Check your phone, bro. Check your DMs. Check your notifications. The cheese. I smell the cheese.
I deleted that portal to the underworld. So now I feel comfortable quoting Socrates again. Like, you know, he has this quote. It's something like, when a man begins to give in his desires towards something, it's like digging a hole in a spring. All the water starts to flow less to all the other aspects of his life. And obviously I'm paraphrasing here like a fry cook, but I really felt this happening in real time, because the goal for me, the goal is to keep the water flowing, bro. Like that's why I need relaxation. That's why I need to chill. That's why I need to avoid these things that poke.
Yeah, like notice all three of the games I play are fairly... Oops, I'm sitting on them all where I could die. Interstellar, Shipcaster, Interstellar, Shipcaster, go. All three of these games that I'm playing, FFXI, Mortal and Eve, They're all passive in a lot of ways. They all will play themselves if you want them to. They require focus, but I find them to be restive games. So now, he is right. I've been giving a lot of digital economy. Like sometimes I think that playing 3 games at once might be really bad for me. But I mean, it is compulsion. I like playing different games at once. Okay, we're gonna jump out to when it's like in. Wait, you didn't jump to the shipcaster. Go. What? Oh no, initiate launch there. Okay, now we go out to. 3 jumps. Yeah, see, Anamon is good. You wanna go outside? Yeah, I'll let you out if you want. Food's coming, kitty. Soon. I'm sorry. She's like patient with me. It's good. Okay, kitty. You wanna go outside? No, you don't. Okay. Food's coming, kitty. Don't worry. Wait, 5 plex. How did I get 5 plex? Boy, that UI takes a long time. 8 million is not bad. I love gambling. It's so fun. God damn it. It's a shitty form of gambling that you only spend like, a few bucks on, but I still really like it. It's fun as hell. Are we here? Yes, anomaly, scout, maybe. Warfleet 2 points, go. Two in local. All right, what do I do? I guess I go back out. And I wouldn't mind some XP somewhere. I just don't know where I would go. Maybe Gobs. Yeah, I'll go to Volbo until I die and see if I can't get some XP up. That would be good. I will get an XP buff going. I guess I am actually going back to Relube one more time. I guess I need Signet, and this is the fastest way to do it. Ugh, stupid bug. Get away. I'm going to feed this Galmal. Yeah, you want to go outside? Have you changed your mind? Okay. I'm coming. Yeah, you can go outside. Yeah. There you go. Dinner soon, kitty. I don't think I need anything. Oh, I don't know. How is my sheep? Yeah, I'm okay on sheep now.
Holes in my tank. Pause. I don't even think that's sketchy. I don't know why I said pause. But things that are truly relaxing are simple, dude. It can really be anything as long as it's one thing. And again, first off, you got to tell yourself you deserve to be chilling. Because if you don't tell yourself this and you're thinking, oh, I should be doing this, or oh, I should be out doing that right now, there goes your singular consciousness, bro. There goes the water. All of a sudden you're stressing for no reason. Again, this is another reason to delete Instagram. It's like, I don't want to see what everyone else is doing in my fucking free time where I'm supposed to be chilling. And this is why meditation is so fucking important to me. It's why I try to plug that shit in as many videos as possible, because it's what tapped me in to singular focus. It showed me that letting go is a skill that I can actually get better at. And letting go is relaxing. It's the same shit. It's just a different word. But you can't let go when you're tripping over some bullshit, tripping over every other thought that you have. For me to truly chill, I need to be in this mindset of like, yeah, there's a million things I could be doing right now. I could be making YouTube videos. I could be at the bar with my friends. I could be going nuts on.
Immortal Online 2 on an archer, ecumenical archer. Do I need combat maneuvering, and at what level do I need? Because I'm at 100. Is that overkill? I have 73 points in creature and control. What level of creature control do I need to just ride Gamels in Sarduka? Like, I only need, like, taming at, like, some level, and do I need any creature control at all? $35 taming. Taming is at 27, but creature control is down. There, I freed up 187 points, which is good. That's going to allow me to make growth in other areas that I need. Yeah, that rooster crows all the time.
Hinge trying to get a date for tonight. It's like I could be doing a million fucking things right now, but for me, in order for me to actually chill, I need to tell myself what I'm doing in this present moment is exactly what I need to be doing right now, chilling. And by doing this, by actually chilling, when you do go back into the world, you're going to be operating at a higher level. And so just chill, bro. Whether it's like watching an old ass movie, it could be anything. Just focusing your consciousness on one thing. That's the nervous system getting the break that it's begging for in this world, dude. Singular focus. Anything. Video games, go for a walk. Embrace the slower pace. Like, there doesn't need to be an objective or an outcome in mind. And that's something that I think a lot of us struggle with, myself included. It's like there needs to be an outcome to everything. And this prevents real chill. The best one for me, and I know I talk about this all the time, is reading by far. I've made whole videos on this, so I won't go off. But reading is the way out right now. I truly think that. And there's two types of reading. There's like studying, which I like to do too. I like to get a big fucking coffee. I'm taking notes and shit. I'm reading Socrates. Like, there's that. That's important, but that's not really the reading I'm talking about. when you're trying to chill, right? I'm talking about finding a nice little story and training your brain to get lost and focused on that and only that. If you've been frying your nervous system for a while, which we all have been, reading exposes that. Every other sentence, I'll have to like reread because my consciousness got stuck on something else. So this trains singular consciousness better than anything else, I swear. My voice is totally going out. I'm sorry. But I truly think that this is more beneficial than any drug that they could be selling us right now. It's forcing the brain to take the break that it needs. That's the chuddy esoteric side of chilling. Let's get a little scientifical with it now and talk about the nervous system. And I say, let's get scientifical. Keep in mind, I'm still just a fucking YouTuber, right? But once someone told me that there's this biometric called HRV, and it's basically your body's ability to handle the bullshit that each day throws at you, it's been clipped ever since then. Like, I've been totally obsessed with this one metric and tracking it pretty much every day like a nut job, which is not chill, by the way. You shouldn't do that. It's not perfect, but by tracking it, I now have this metric that basically tells me like what's goody with my nervous system every day, what impacts it negatively, what makes...
I disagree with what he's talking about now.
After 20 long years, the Fallout franchise is no longer chained to Todd Howard's radiator and forced to perform indecent acts whenever the urges strike him. Now that the franchise is back in the hands of the studio behind Fallout New Vegas, I want to reflect on something that I've been wondering for years, which is that I really don't think that Bethesda ever understood why Fallout was popular to begin with. This is really obvious when you look at the advertising, which is the most crystallized a game's presentation is going to be. The trailer and promotional material is the most direct vision statement of, this is how we want you to see our game. Every single one of Bethesda's trailers after Fallout 3 are goofy, ridiculous, and almost seem like a parody. The key word there is parody, because treating the setting as such is a profoundly fundamental misunderstanding of what makes Fallout's setting interesting. Fallout's jingoistic 1950s style Cold War propaganda was originally meant to juxtapose this perfect, idealized version of the old world with the desolate post-war Mad Max reality that the player actually sees for themselves in-game. It's as though Bethesda didn't grasp the subtlety going on there and instead thought that the Fallout setting is actually just a parody of America in the 1950s. You can really see this with the Fallout show, which is a direct, unabashed satirization of kitschy 1950s Americana. Even though the original Fallout games had more of an 80s Cold War cassette sci-fi Mad Max thing going for them than anything else, it always struck me as though the world of Fallout was more in line with the 80s, the late Cold War. You know, with the computers and the weapons and all that, but culturally they were in the midst of a period of 50s revivalism, sort of remembering better days at the time of the war, but I digress. The problem with relying too heavily on parody and satirization of those old tropes is that eventually the whole setting ends up feeling completely insincere. You can't just mock something and make something enduring and cool. You have to build something in its place. Call me schizo all you want, but I think that the game's box art tells you everything you need to know about the philosophy behind them when it comes to Fallout. Every mainline Fallout game that was not made by Bethesda has a figure contrasted against the background of the devastated post-nuclear world. These games are about people and the choices they make given the circumstances of that devastated world. But every one of the Bethesda games, it's just desaturated power armor. Fallout became famous because it is an RPG with a big emphasis on the R. It is a role-playing game. First and foremost, Bethesda treated it like a sandbox game where you get to be a big metal guy and blow things up while old music plays, which is missing the point entirely. Not that you shouldn't be able to be a big metal guy who blows things up while old music plays, but there's a lot more to it than that. If Bethesda had instead been the ones to implement the Kings from Fallout New Vegas, you know, the gang of Elvis impersonators, there wouldn't have been a story of intrigue with disloyal members of the gang attempting to undermine negotiations between their leader and the governing power of the region. Instead, the Kings would have had a rival gang called the Buddies, who were Buddy Holly impersonators, and then the quest chain would have ended with a comical gunfight where the king dies on the toilet and a plane crashes on Buddy, and then one of your companions says something truly awful like, "Every day, the wasteland seems to be full of more and more crazy people with suspicious minds." The other Fallout games, both the first two isometric ones and Fallout New Vegas, did such a great job of walking the fine line of having ridiculous stuff like beings called something as stupid as super mutants, but still using them to tell an interesting and sincere story for which the player can suspend their disbelief. I know you're gonna bring up Fallout 3, but I'm getting to that. In Fallout 4, the Brotherhood of Steel is a borderline comedic parody of xenophobia. Even worse, it is a boilerplate repetition of the ever-present and hideously boring video game trope of the completely one-dimensional fascistic faction who has cool gear and who doesn't really think about anything aside from killing things that are different from them. It's almost as overdone as the church is evil or businesses are evil. The player can either join the Brotherhood or kill them. Groundbreaking stuff. In Fallout New Vegas, they are a mysterious, isolated religious order with very unique ideas about their role in the world and what is right for humanity, which is in keeping with their portrayal in the first two games. The player, depending on their choices, can join them, wipe them out, fundamentally alter their core beliefs. You can even recruit them as additional allies for the game's conclusion. Either way, you get to change their fate forever. Which one of those is more interesting to you? I'd wager it's the New Vegas one. Don't even get me started on the Brotherhood in the show. Talk about parody. I know it's an extension of Fallout 4, but it's like they've forgotten that the Enclave is Fallout's turbo-racist power armor genocide faction. You don't really need two of them, it's redundant. The classic Brotherhood is cooler in every conceivable way. It's like, yeah, they won't accept mutants into their ranks, they don't like them, but they're not just gonna like gun down a bunch of children like in the show. Like that is some Enclave stuff. It's like they don't even know who these factions are. Bethesda treats its factions as gaudy, on-the-nose mockery, which is a fundamental misunderstanding of the tone of the setting. You can even see it in the design language of the weapons, too. The original Fallout games and New Vegas do a great job of silhouetting classic, recognizable weapons against the more fantastical elements of the setting. It grounds it. Yeah, there's the laser pistol and all the sci-fi stuff, but at least the setting is grounded when the service rifle is like a real 50s Armalite design, or the handgun is a Browning high power. It's a small touch, but it's important. This is way more essential to the 3D Fallout games than it even is in the isometric originals, because the weapons take up roughly a third of your screen. They play a huge role in the visual identity of the setting. The most insane and ridiculous thing can be happening on your screen in New Vegas, but unless you're in the absolute end game, about 33% of your screen is grounded in reality. You can't make everything ridiculous and over the top all the time because it ends up losing its meaning. This way, when you finally do get access to the more ridiculous looking endgame stuff, you recognize it as special. It is intuitively more meaningful to you than just its raw stat advantage over other weapons. And it has the added benefit of making your character unique. The Bethesda games don't see why that is so important, and instead opt for Buck Rogers' ridiculous 50s sci-fi guns that look nothing like anything that anyone would actually use right off the rip. There's no satisfying contrast between the early to mid-game guns being, you know, real or at the very least grungy, and then the late-game guns being a bit more fantastical and acrimonious, because everything looks like it's from some 50s TV show, even the things that are supposed to be grounded. In New Vegas, I can immediately recognize that this thing is gonna rip. In Fallout 4, I have to check the stats page to even know what this thing does. Personally, I think that Fallout's progression is really at its best when you go from 1950s classic American weapons, you know, military surplus, stuff like that, you know, the grease gun, the high power. Then you go to 80s Cold War weapons like the G3 and the Colt 723 and the Armalite rifle. Then you go to the 1950s sci-fi weapons that absolutely do not exist. It is the perfect visual demarcation to intuitively communicate to the player the rarity of their gear. But instead, we get crap like this. My point is that Bethesda seems to think Fallout is so popular because of the 1950s retro-futuristic atom punk thing. And I think they're completely wrong about that. The alternate history retro-futuristic setting is the Montreal steak seasoning. But the Montreal steak seasoning isn't what makes steak good. It's what makes a steak better. Drowning my steak in Montreal seasoning does not make it better, it makes it gross. Fallout is relatively unique among RPGs in that it is set in a world that is readily comparable to our own. As in, you and I both know what a 9mm handgun does. It is not as abstract as a blaster pistol or magic or an enchanted sword. Because of that, Fallout leans into the more simulatory elements of its sandbox, because it is already familiar to our reality. I'd bet that's a huge reason for its popularity. It is, in some ways, familiar. The player character should feel comparable to a real person. That's where Fallout's perks really shine. It's a way for the player to decide their character's capabilities and preferences. It adds a lot to the R in RPG. I'd say a lot more than just raw stats like in, say, D&D. Fallout's perks are direct choices, where the player gets to make a declaration about who their avatar in this fictional world is and what they're all about. Bethesda doesn't understand this. Instead, their take on perks is super arcadey. Like in Fallout 4, where your perks are much less about who your character is. They're more about progression and feel almost entirely isolated to the gameplay, not the way that you interact with the world or determine your role in it. They're really just bundles of numerical stat buffs that are masquerading as perks. In Fallout New Vegas, you decide your character's sexual orientation by what perk you take. In Fallout 4, you gain the ability to pick harder locks with a perk. That's a huge downgrade. From a design perspective, these are two completely different systems, even though they're called the same thing. New Vegas's perks manage to reward the player and maybe even trick them into role-playing in the setting, even just a little bit, as each subsequent perk that is exclusionary to another slowly compounds into creating a character with a unique identity, even if the player didn't notice that that's what's happening. The system does an excellent job of presenting the player with genuine, conscious choices about who they are playing. Really, the perks feel more psychological than they do material. Fallout 4's perks are a no-brainer. If I want to hack more terminals, I take the hacker perk. It's that simple. It lacks the subtlety and complexity that, in my opinion, is one of the reasons why the other Fallout games are so replayable and memorable. Speaking of progression, the original Fallout games are particularly notable to me in how rewarding their progression is. And the same can be said of New Vegas. These are all games that I have played to death, that I know where every single good unique weapon is in the case of New Vegas, but it still feels damn good to get your hands on an upgrade. These games understand the importance of delaying gratification until the player feels like they've earned it. They're very good at creating this sense of anticipation and then actually delivering on that. Fallout 4 just goes ahead and hands you the power armor right out of the tutorial. I remember being like 15 when I played this for the first time, and how disappointed I felt when the game just up and gave me the stuff I should have been looking forward to for the majority of my time playing the game. It's so core to Fallout to have the power armor be this late game thing to look forward to that changes the way that you play a little bit. To me, Fallout 4, this is a completely indefensible design decision, and it is another case of Bethesda thinking that Fallout is all about being a guy who looks like this and blows things up while listening to the ink spots. Again, that's a part of it, but it is only a part of it. There's more to it than that. There is a lot that can be said about the difference between what I would consider to be work and toil when it comes to game design. When you play New Vegas, even if you're the most experienced player ever, it's going to take you hours and hours of gameplay to get the power armor and get the training necessary to use it. Even the most experienced players have something to build towards that's working towards it. You are progressing through milestones with an end goal in sight, and you are rewarded for doing so. In Fallout 4, you get it within the first 30 minutes of the game, and then upgrading it is just toil. Finding the right randomized unique weapon is just toil. It's grinding. Your end goal or your methods of achieving it aren't nearly as clear, and it isn't nearly as satisfying. I know some people may raise Fallout 3 as an example of the fact that Bethesda did, at least at one point, understand Fallout very well. I'd say, first of all, that was 20 years ago. And second of all, I don't think Fallout 3 is nearly as perfect as you may remember. Its factions are one-dimensional. It feels like the bombs dropped last week instead of 200 years ago. Like, why the hell is there still food in the supermarket? And overall, the gameplay makes me scratch my head a bit. I feel like it's kind of lacking in the big R that I've been talking about, the role-playing. Fallout 3 feels like more of an action game to me. I think a lot of the praise Fallout 3 gets is because of the fact that it was many people's first Fallout game, which it was mine as well. But what a lot of people are missing is the fact that it has a huge advantage of being the first 3D Fallout game. It's not necessarily that Fallout 3 is perfect and incredible, it's that the Fallout setting makes for an undeniably incredible backdrop for an RPG, even if the execution is a bit less than ideal. Also, I will raise you the fact that after Obsidian released New Vegas, rather than going, wow, that's a really tough act to follow, you guys knocked it out of the park. Bethesda instead held a presentation about everything Obsidian got wrong about the setting, which, if that isn't Wesley Snipes calling Samuel L. Jackson black, I don't know what is. Seeing New Vegas and going, these guys don't understand Fallout, is bizarre. I don't really think that you can take Fallout 3 as an example of Bethesda really understanding Fallout. Every decision that Bethesda has made since the release of Fallout 3 has been to strip out the franchise's more interesting elements, the things that really made me fall in love with them back when I was a kid, and replace them with the most mass appeal McDonald's chicken nugget dipped in buffalo sauce, lick your finger, Cheeto dust, scroll TikTok, lowest common denominator crap. Speaking of lowest common denominator crap, I need to make a point very clear here. There's a huge difference between world building and lore. It's like the difference between a nutritious meal and fast food. A setting is better for having the world building. It enriches it, but it can absolutely live without the lore that will leave it bloated. As an example, I always come back to the Ghost Farm quest in Fallout 2, where you can unravel the mystery of how a farm that the locals think is haunted is actually run by the distant descendants of a militia group who survived the Great War by hiding out in a homemade bunker. Over the generations, they developed a crippling fear of being beneath the open sky, so they only come out at night. And to avoid conflict with their neighbors, they created fake mutilated bodies and scattered them around their farm to ward off any trespassers or thieves. Turns out though, they're actually totally chill, and now that they're ready to start trading with the settlements around them, they have one huge problem: that nobody wants to come to the farm that was covered in what appeared to be mutilated corpses. Then, you as the player can choose how to resolve that situation. It's a nice little story that adds to the world, and it lets the player in on how some of the Wastelanders survived outside of the vaults. Of course, this is just one case of that, but it's one little answer to a big question. Knowing that, the setting feels richer, and it probably raises some other questions in your mind. There's no cheesy tidbits, no neat factoids to post on Reddit or make a 2-hour-long video about. This is what I would consider a very small little nugget of world building. Lore would be, well, pretty much everything in the Fallout TV show. It's spilling a bunch of little tidbits and
See, it's weird. Like, I think Starfield is an example of who Bethesda is, and I think Fallout New Vegas is an example of who Obsidian is, and they're kind of like separate games. And I actually prefer the Bethesda. I prefer the Bethesda's approach, which I think was about playability. I don't know. I don't favor very heavy story games, and I don't care about a reactive story. And I'm there for the combat and dungeon running and feeling like I'm living in a big giant world. And I don't know. It's with the remasters coming for Fallout 3 and New Vegas. Like I'm excited for the remaster for New Vegas. I think it's going to be amazing. These settings are too high. I'm going to go bring them down. I might even get rid of the cartoon mod because it feels like it's eating frames. It's weird. And there's my final stat balance. I've got all my stats in, which is good. Need to chop other trees, but I don't really see other trees. I guess I'll wander around till I see more. There's those across the water. Yeah, those over there across the water, I suppose. Yeah, I haven't been over there in a while. I'll go over there, I guess. Oh, very good. These might be the 3 games for me because I don't have to focus on any of them to thrive. And I can always buy whatever I want because I'm rich on all 3. And yeah, and like these might be the best balanced games. And then play Rust when the wipe comes out. Play Fortnite late at night or when I'm drunk or whatever. Overwatch 6 player has been really fun, honestly. Although I don't know, it requires too much attention. Maybe I should phase Overwatch out of my life. It was something I was into when I was a younger man, but now I'm a little bit less into it. It's like, I don't want to take their Liz. I don't want to take their rabbit. Maybe my gob is up. No, but I'll take that rabbit over there. Or maybe the ghost is up. The ghost should be up. It's weird. Like, why is the ghost not here? This dark stay in the middle of the night. The ghost should be up. What's the music in this zone? I don't remember. Oh, I was going to change the settings because, yeah, my frame rate is fucking terrible. Yeah, shut down. Yep. Unsave.
Details that are otherwise irrelevant to your enjoyment and, if anything, directly harm the settings mistake. It's unnecessarily answering questions and providing excess information. Lore flies in the face of the basic axiom of show don't tell. Lore is, well, it's like, man, this Mr. House guy is really cool. I wonder what he was like before the Great War. Well, here, let me tell you absolutely everything about him before the war.
You know, I own Fallout 4 on GOG, and I kind of want to, like, see if I can get it running in 120 FPS, right? Google, take this away.
It's definitively stating who dropped the bombs, even though that was deliberately left a mystery for very obvious reasons. It's telling us that the Kurgan from Highlander was the pre-war president of the United States, even though that was a detail left deliberately.
Yeah, I own Fallout 4 Game of the Year, which is all of it and I bought it for Fallout London, which I thought was too buggy. Maybe I should try Fallout London now. Maybe I should try Fallout London, huh? Yeah, maybe I'll try a new, you know, it's been a year. Maybe they've gotten Fallout 4 running where it doesn't crash anymore. Let's try Fallout London. I bought London. I thought I don't know, was it free? I don't know. Install to D games is a 38, 39 install. Create shortcuts. Create desktop shortcut. It's a nice game that'll run in the background. I wonder, will Fallout London run in 120 frames per second? Oh yeah, Fallout 4 locks, does it? I don't know. Let's see how it runs. I don't want this blocking my face. There we go. The camera constantly gets moved around. I'm sorry. Yeah, why not run Fallout 4 in unlocked frames? I'm sorry, Fallout London, because it's an experience that I don't know. Yeah, the Fallout 4 engine sucks, though. It sucks so bad. No, this is not the ideal way to play this. I don't think I want to. I want to cancel all. I don't think I'm going to play this game. I know I won't. Delete it all, yeah. It's fine. I'd rather play 76, I think. I could do that. I could run 76 in the background. I have a nice little high-risk character, and that's a much better, like, client in every single way. It's just a better client overall. So now I'm at, I think, 20 or 30,000 wood, I think. I'm not really sure. But yeah, now I'm at, I think, 30,000 wood. Let's go drop, because it is actually kind of worth a lot of money. And then I will chop 30k stone. And then I will sell wood or stone, whatever pays more. I will sell wood or stone. Oops, I'm going east. I need to go west. I will sell wood or stone until I have like 600 gold. And then, because I already have like 100 gold and stuff, and then I will build a house. Let's go out and scout, like, see if people are putting houses down yet. I don't know. Maybe you can't build around the town. I don't know. Oh, damn it. Get out of my way. Okay, good. Now, looking at wood, we have, yeah, I have 30,000 wood. So now I begin to work on stone. So I will pull out 5 more gold and go buy picks, and I will begin working on my mining. Yeah, I need to go buy picks though. Oh, don't do it. I'm going to glance around looking for stone. Okay, I need to buy picks, which will be the equipment vendor, which is... Is it utility vendor? I can't remember. Or is it equipment vendor? I can't remember. You're so annoying. No, it's the equipment vendor. No, wait, I went too far. Magic vendor. Equipment vendor. Going to buy picks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 picks. Yep. And then I will go back and dump this gold, I guess. I don't think there's anything else we need. I'm going to feed the Galmol so I can move the stuff around. You know, I could chop wood wherever I build. I don't know. I kind of want to go out and see if there is... I'm gonna dump all this stuff in the bag. Get the fuck out of my way. So annoying. Oh, now I'm stuck in here. I should, There we go. There's a house. Yeah, I want to move in by Bandit, I think. Or I don't know, even Scoundrel might be good. I am looking for stone, and I would prefer to cut it inside, but I don't know. I don't know. I haven't seen stone. Just can't take that step up, huh? Can't do it? No. There's rock on the eastern side. Is it protected? No, this rock isn't real. Kind of looks like free loot right there. It is. Maggots for some reason. This is Sabura. That's good. It's too old. It sucks, but it is true. It's like, oh. Play some 7 days. Dun, dun, dun. We'll take risk in Hikoken, I guess. I made so much money. I should gamble while I wait. I mean, I like betting on Masters, I guess, but it's sort of expensive. That's my master, I'm fairly sure. Seven in local, all friendly. There's a medium scout and small, and that's it though. There's nothing else. Maybe it's taken. We don't know. It was a hot summer. I liked 7 days this summer. It was done well. It's got like all this stuff I'm looking for. In Fortnite, you can jump like a story. And the gravity's a little bit low, like 80%. I think I've got the right gravity stuff. Maybe I don't use such a high jump. Just a good jump, like a good Fortnite jump. Because like right now, the jump's a little high, I think. For one thing, it takes a while to get back down again. But I don't know, like, yeah, like that, no, I think that's a good jump. Like, that's a good jump, because it's like, that's about what it is in Fortnite. You can only jump about... See, having the gravity down might be bad. Maybe I should turn the gravity back up, and I'm going to experiment here. Yeah, this is a good client to run in the background that does engage me. I like the game. Okay, I'm going to have a look around at my surroundings and stuff. Petrology and Sabura lore, it's good. The gravity. Gravity fixed. It's a little chunky. Let me turn it up. And, start. This game might run way better. Yeah, it is running better. I'm going to have to turn it up a little bit. See, I should have been in 2K the whole time, because 1440 is good, but you got to have a really good card. If I had a 5090, I would sit in 1440, but I don't. What I'm looking at here, it is SSO. I'm going to turn up the SS reflections all the way up, and let's see what kind of frames I have now. 70. I mean, that's acceptable for how many clients are open, and Eve's running an Ultra. I could turn Eve down, but I mean, I could turn Eve down. The game still looks good. A little bit fuzzy up close, but so no, I want frames, and this isn't it. There's playable frames. I guess I headshot him. There, that's better. And parkour will only make it better. This is like Fortnite. This is like Fortnite jumping. It's not that bad. Oh, ouchies. Have a aloe. Let me look around for an aloe cream here. Oh, I understand. I'm on fire. God damn it. Aloe cream, aloe cream. There's aloe seed. There, aloe cream. Very good. Got to burn. Now, I don't have ammunition.
If you drink all the coffee, I'll kill you. Well, come to think, unbelievable. You drifters come in here looking for handouts, but turn down real work. Let's make a pact. I'd say it's been an honor to work with you, but it would be a lie.
Goldenrod tea. Cooking pot. Okay. Have I picked up a cooking pot? No. Laser sight mod. Oh, I can't make that, huh? Oh, I can. I can make it an upgrade? Oh, okay. Shorten iron pipe, glue and wood. Short pipes, glue and wood. Okay, but like, I need a workbench for that, don't I? Pipe machine gun. I guess not. Maybe I can just make one. Glue. Pipes. The only other thing I need is pipes. There's pipes. So make a craft a pipe machine gun. Oh, I can craft that in my thing. Oh, nice. Make like 4 of them. No, 2 of them. Okay, modify. Take this one out. We will combine this into the level 6 and then. Yeah, that's like a Fortnite jump. That's a bit more like reasonable, and I can still get around with it pretty well. Yeah, I can still get up, like, I have to jump like from high height. As parkour, as I put points in parkour, it'll get better. Anyway, so we combine you and you into you. And then you and you. Okay, so this is the one. Damn it, so I wasted mats, I guess. So scrap That's okay. And now we have more powerful pipe machine gun. Modify this thing. It's got 3 slots, and I can put a laser on it. Laser. I don't want to dig. But I will keep the shovel on me. Now, yep, and those go away. The pipe machine gun will use 5.56, of which I don't think I brought enough of it. I don't have any 5.56, which isn't good. I should perhaps buy some 5.56. That's not too good. Oh, yeah. Did we get this? No, we have not actually initiated combat yet. God damn it. Guard. Oh, I timed out of mortal. You say that in my cart is No Man's Sky. How much do you want for it? $24. That's a good deal. So, I don't know, $24, $26 after tax. I'm tempted to buy this copy of No Man's Sky because it's DRM free and it will always update. And, yeah, and it won't lock me out. And I could run No Man's Sky in the background, but it's like, I don't know. The game is not good enough yet. The space battle's good. But it's a console game and it suffers. That's unfortunate. In a perfect world, I would buy this right now if I had the money. But I don't. So Wood log. Where'd you get that? I'm learning this game a little bit better. I thought I had found an anvil. I guess not. It appears that my mom is home. pause this. I'll go see my mom for cat food because my cat is hungry. Oh, Prius oil, yeah. So I will continue to chop sabra over here. Oh, let's actually wait. I want to pull that out, and I want to eat this. Okay, I'm gonna go see my mom for cat food. I'll be right back. I'm gonna mute this and plug my headphones in.
Deliberately vague for about 30 years. It's demystifying the fun to talk about, but that's all it's there for. It exists for people to talk about it online, to wonder what's canon, not to enrich the individual player's experience as they play through the game, which, like a weed, left to its own devices, chokes out everything interesting in a fictional setting. It becomes really hard to tell a cool story when the whole setting has been polluted by way too much useless information that didn't need to be provided. I am seriously baffled as to why Bethesda was willing to allow so many of these details to be made official, when they could have just as easily told a story about people in this universe independently of the inciting incident behind the war and, by extension, the entire setting. It'd be like setting a TV show during World War II and having the protagonist somehow be related to Stalin, Churchill, Hitler, and FDR. It's completely unnecessary. Still, yes, I will watch the show because of the pretty girl that looks like she was made with the Fallout 3 character creator, and I'll enjoy it the same way that I enjoy, say, the 1986 fantasy epic Highlander. I have fun watching it, but probably not for the reason the creators intended. In the interest of fairness, I have to admit that Obsidian, the studio taking over the Fallout franchise for the time being, does not have the best track record as of late. They are on about a 0-5 losing streak over the last 10 years. The Outer Worlds and its sequel are terrible. Avowed? Well, I don't even know where to start. And if your lead artist is talking about how he won't hire people because they're white, he probably shouldn't ever work in the industry again, or maybe just beat him with a belt or something, I don't know. But Obsidian has fallen very, very far since they made New Vegas or KOTOR 2. It is definitely not the same studio, and part of that is because they lost Chris Avellone, but I'll talk about that in a minute. All of that being said, I think this is going to be a really interesting case study. I have a theory that a lot of what's been wrong with the games industry is the result of credentialism. As in, the industry is very choosy about where new hires were educated and whether they have experience in the industry already. You know, stuff that looks great on a resume, but doesn't necessarily translate to having a serious creative vision for something memorable and meaningful. That's part of where all the woke stuff comes from. It's a process that self-selects for these sorts of people who are good at repeating what everyone around them says, but not really good at thinking for themselves or innovating. The only people that are going to make it through a curriculum that is really just ideological browbeating without realizing that they should probably do something else with their life are going to be the ones that act like this.
Characters are the engine that drive story. A character allows us to identify archetypes that are familiar to us, and then tune those archetypes into specific and unique experiences that propel action. The most universal way in which we create story is when we tell our friends and loved ones about our day. We tell them about what we saw, experienced, the emotions we felt when certain things happened to us. These stories rely on the fashioning of the self as a character. I'm Rocky Sayed. I'm a writer and tech artist, and I teach here at Te Herenga Waka in Wellington, New Zealand. Welcome to Real Virtual Beauty Training, supported by Unreal Engine Education, the Center for Appearance Research, and the Dove Self-Esteem Project.
Meanwhile, great designers like Josh Sawyer, who will be leading this new Fallout game, actually got into game development by accident. This project is being led by a dude who started as a web developer and through happenstance ended up directing one of the greatest RPGs of all time. That's the case with a lot of things. People who are really, really obsessed with animation, when they end up leading an animation project, they're poisoned by how much they're obsessed with the genre, and I mean, politics aside. I always come back to Citizen Kane with this, where Orson Welles, the reason that he made Citizen Kane the way that he did was because that he didn't know what he was doing, is that he wasn't some well-credentialed film guy, and he ended up revolutionizing the entire genre.
What I'd like to know is, where did you get the confidence from to make a film with such...
Ignorance. Sheer ignorance. You know, there's no confidence to equal it. It's only when you know something about a profession, I think, that you're timid or careful.
How does ignorance show itself?
I thought you could do anything with a camera that the eye could do or the imagination could do. And if you come up from the bottom in the film business, you're taught all the things that the cameraman doesn't want to attempt for fear he will be criticized for having failed. Yes. And in this case, I had a cameraman who didn't care if he was criticized if he failed, and I didn't know that there were things you couldn't do. So anything I could think up in my dreams, I attempted to photograph.
You got away with enormous technical advances, didn't you?
Simply by not knowing that they were impossible, or theoretically impossible.
I think that amateurism, like to be a designer, you don't necessarily need to have a 5-year computer science degree. That also comes packaged with a very specific set of ideas. I am really interested to see if my hunch is correct, and that at the very least, one of the main reasons games have totally sucked over the last decade is that most of the time they're made by people who understand the how very well. You know, programmers, 3D